So welcome everyone. Today we will be taking session 2 of Who I Am series that we just started. And this series is basically to help you in improving your sadhana, your meditation, your journey, whatever your own goal is, whichever way you want to steer it, whichever level you want to take it to, it applies to everyone. So not just for new meditators, but for seasoned meditator as well. The more we understand these differences, the topics, the better we become. And in fact, today's topic, we'll be going over it and will help you in understanding that even more. This is one thing which has been, always at the back of my mind. So finally, we are getting here once we have understood the basics. Now is the question of, okay, I'm on a highway, how I can go faster on this path. So last time we just touched base who I am in terms of kickoff. We talked about, the thoughts. We thought about the ego, the body, the mind, and we looked into that, okay, how, you know, we have this, the physical, non-physical, which means the matter and the energy. And at the end, we were talking about, when we say the body and the mind, I'm not the body, I am not the mind, what it means. We also referred back to Sanskrit where we say Mann, Chitta, Buddhi. There are different terminologies. So if we understand these better, we will really help ourselves. So when we look, and there are different philosophies within if Indian context, you can go the yoga way, you can go the Vedanta way. There are different ways. However, doesn't matter which way you look at it, which one you follow it, ultimately they all go to the same place. So that's a good thing. Now, kind of where we ended last time was also the difference between the language, the Sanskrit and the English. And as I mentioned, and it's not me, it's a fact, Sanskrit is one of the best language, if not, we can call it the best, right? And the reason for that is the way you write, the grammar part of it is the way everything is. You don't have to um, worry about understanding you write this way, but you say that way, but it means something else. No, it's a very straightforward thing, and that's why it is one of the best language. And when you interpret anything written in Sanskrit and you convert it into a different language, that's where the sometime you lose the meaning or things changes. When we talk in English, there are different references you may say when we are talking about the mind only. Sometimes we say, what is the state of your mind, right? Frame of your mind. We say mindset. We will say whether we are talking about uh, conscious, subconscious mind, alternate state of subconsciousness or consciousness, or, your paradigm shift. Everything somehow is related to mind. So whether we are referring to your current mood, your mental state, which we say a state of mind, and your attitude, approach towards something becomes the frame of mind. Your habits, characteristic becomes your mindset. So it is sometimes confusing that we say, wait a minute, what is mind? Unless we understand, because body is very simple. Body is body. We can see, we can feel it. And as we discussed last time, that mind is invisible. Brain is visible. That means brain is physical. Mind, you can say, is virtual. Literally, when we say these days, cloud, your server is on the cloud. It's exactly what we have a situation versus brain and the mind. So that's why we go back to Sanskrit. If we understand that way, it's better. We understand more actual thing than the subjectiveness depending on the interpretation of the reader. So in Sanskrit, the concept of mind, we'll have to understand it in a way that we understand different elements. It's not just one definition that we say, okay, we understand. And because you have the physiology, like spiritual part, psychological part, philosophical part. So there are different elements. If we understand, then our understanding will purify. But first, let's look at the, if you look at mind, whether we say the Vedantic psychology. So the inner instrument, right? When we say antakarna, that means you are introspection, or you are going inner self kind of thing. So it's made up of 4 elements. Of course, the first one is manas. English translation will come to mind, but in totality, if you have to understand manas, understand buddhi, understand, what we call ego, which is antakarna, and this is what we were just talking about, or chitta. So then question comes, what is manas, what is chitta, what is buddhi, and what is ego or antakarna? So Ahankara is ego, Ahankar is something that we all will have, right? So this is one thing which comes as a free gift, Ahankar, that will always be there. Some is needed, how much is needed, that comes as a separate. But here we will look into all 4 so that we understand fully. But yes, basically the chitta and mana, these are the 2 things which where, people do get a little bit either confused, or their role, or how do they, impact us. Collectively, you can say they form subtle mind in Indian philosophy. And if we can understand what is manas, so when we say man in simple term, yes, we are talking about the mind, the intellect, the thought, and it is an instrument of thought. This is where your perception, doubt, desire, imagination, and coordination, the sensory coordination comes into place. Certainly, it acts like a bridge between your senses and the self, or what we call Atma, inner self. So this is a bridge connecting senses. So that is the key thing, right? So senses is now connecting. Now, yoga, Vedanta, is considered one of the internal uh, part of it, internal organ, you can say. That's what we say antakaran. Uh, Antakaran means this becomes a tool, a way of, going deeper, looking inside, and work on your sadhana. And this is where we work on your, ahankar, and kind of reduce it, right? Then comes chitta. And chitta literally means your consciousness, memory, mind stuff, the mental processing, including your thoughts, feelings, memories, all those things. And yoga, which is, if we refer to Patanjali yoga, yes, refer to a subtle mind or mental field. And this is where, we are trying to, sorry, seize the fluctuations of mind stuff, chitta. So that's what, when you do yoga or meditation, we are trying to, calm it down. Now, and we'll come back a little bit more into this back, but let's go over the 4 because other 2 part of 4 is buddhi. Buddhi literally means intellect, right? You can understand, you can, differentiate between the things and all. This is the faculty of kind of, decision making, judgment, and you are using your wisdom. Now, what's happening with buddhi? It is higher than manas or man, right? Essential for understanding truth or reality, because man is man, right? It's giving you feelings, emotions, but where Buddhi is using intellect. So this is where you are getting, like you have a logic, you have information, and then you put some logic, and then you say yes or no, that kind of diagram, like the computer does this. So this is where Buddhi comes into place. And that's why it is said that, okay, it has higher level, right? Because Mann is Mann. It will keep feeding you, bombarding. But this is where your logic comes into play. And then the Ahankar, or, the ego part comes into play, where the I, the I factor comes in, or what we call the I problem. Sometimes we refer to as a problem, but it's a factor. And this is where the ego, the mind that identifies everything, or identify yourself or your things, and then we say, okay, this is mine, this is me, this is what it is. And that's the doesn't matter if it is materialistic thing, your business, your assets, your family, or whatever you're proud of. And that's where the ego comes into play. And this is where the identity is locked with the physical body. And now you are attached. Once you are attached, it blocks your spiritual journey. And that's why we talk about detachment, because ego is coming into play. So this is where, we kind of go back and forth sometime in our sadhana, that, okay, I'm having a lot of thoughts in my meditation. I cannot sit 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever, quiet. And this is where sometimes we say blissfulness and all we are trying to define. So that's where, we say sometime, prasanna chit. Prasanna chit means what? We are talking about chitta, right? And prasanna means, again, the kind of calmness, kind of blissfulness. That's what, when we say prasanna chit, that's what it means. It's completely, I'm calmed down, quieted, no noise, no chattering happening in my head, no emotional disturbances. So this is, again, we are referring to chitta. Now, what's happening here is, if we understand the Mann part, coming back, that, okay, there is another linkage, Mann and Dil, or your heart, right? Because when we go to Mann, it is the seat of thoughts, desire, doubts as well. Heart is a kind of, the poetic or emotional side, right? So that's where the emotions are coming into play. Spiritually, the inner self, that's where the Mann is referring to. And philosophical is the restless, wavering aspect of mind. Mind is always restless. Philosophy, as we talked about, it's a part of inner instrument. That's what we call antakaran. Antakaran, that means responsible for all your perceptions, sensory desires, emotions, everything. So it doesn't matter which way we look at it, right? Whether you looked at from the bhakti bhav, you looked into, some people say, I'm only into bhajans and all those things, nothing wrong. Once you say again and again, it will be referred, man will be referred, कि मन में बसे हैं Ram, or it will be, you're talking about whether a deity, whether you're talking about man as a, wavering part. So the part here is that, okay, to think, to consider, to feel, this is all what is generated within your mind. Now, this becomes a working field when we are in our sadhana. And when we say, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, so why are we trying to going away from both, right? Because in your meditation, in your sadhana, you get disturbed. If you get no thoughts, if you get no disturbance for, say, 1 hour is your target, and you want to meditate for an hour or 15 minutes or half an hour, whatever the time you have picked up based on your state, your need, then you will be happy. There's no disturbance. You can sit and you'll be blissful, kind of feeling that, yes, I had a good, calm, meditation. The thoughts that we all get is a basic function of the body. Brain and, the body is always working. Thoughts will come. That's its role. So nothing wrong in it. So your disturbance is coming from primarily two sides. First is the physical body. Oh, my leg is paining, or my shoulders, or this. Some part of your body is that you can say having some discomfort. The degree may differ, 0 to 100, whatever. You may have a severe pain, discomfort, right? Or your posture is set, you are not comfortable. So body is giving you some kind of noise, trouble, discomfort, whichever way we take it. And you cannot sit properly, or you cannot have a good meditation or sadhana. So that's why we say I'm not the body, means you're trying to go above the body. Second comes the mind. I'm not the mind. Why we are saying this? Because mind is the seat, as we talked about, for your feelings, thoughts, emotions, all those things. And you are trying to go above it. If you can go above it, now it is not disturbing you. And that's why when we say this sentence, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, that's what we are trying to talk about, that yes, I'm above my body. My body may be aching, that's okay. I will not have it dictate. I'm the boss, not my body. I'm the boss, not my mind. So that's why it's very important to understand mind, because you cannot see it. You have to understand it. And that's where the buddhi, the wisdom, comes into play. Again, because the thinking, how you perceive things, feel, how you consider, these are all based on how your subconscious mind or conscious mind is working, how the programming is being done for you. And accordingly, you will have certain outcome based on that. And that's where we get into another element, what we call willpower. But before we get to willpower, to understand, so Mann is referring to your inner being. So you can see that, okay, this is a connection, right? Your senses and your inner self. What does that mean? We know that senses, we have five senses, the body will be touching, smelling, hearing, looking, and all those things is happening, which is a must. Any senses that doesn't work, we get into trouble in the sense of some discomfort, and we feel something is wrong because we have lost that particular department. So it is needed. However, that should not be your boss. Means that should not be the controlling factor. That means there should be, like I always say, the middle path. That means you need it, but it should be within control. And sadhana is giving you that you need senses. We are not talking about, leaving the family life and going to Himalayas. No, within the family life, our sadhana means you need both. So how can we go above our senses and connect to your inner self? This is all what this journey is, in simple words. And this is what, when we say Mann, yes, Mann will generate some thoughts, some feelings and emotions. That's okay. However, we want to go above so that we can connect to our inner self. And that's why when we say, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, because we want to connect to the inner self. We keep talking about higher self. You cannot jump to PhD unless you do your high school, university, and then only you go to PhD. So that's what here we are working kind of these processes so that we can go above your mind, and then you can get to your inner self. Once you get to the inner self, then only we can connect to the higher self, which is the universe, which is our masters. So that's the logic. So literally, yes, this is where the, good or bad, your thoughts, everything is coming. This is where all the waviness. So you feel that, okay, I'm confused, I'm in doubt, I'm, going left, right, and center. Yes, that is Mann. That is your kind of byproduct of it. And that's why we say it is lower than Buddhi, which is the intellect. Now, the Buddhi, which is using willpower to, I don't want to say control the man, kind of working with the man is what is better. Again, because this is the English language part, you don't want to control anyone. Nobody wants to be controlled, right? You can work around. You can work with the people that, okay, it's like we say, accept people as is. Means you are Atman, I am Atman. I accept you as is. Similarly, when we talk about the man, don't try to pressurize, don't try to compress anything. The more you compress, the more it will have a spring action and bounce back. Just understand and work around. So use your intellect, the wisdom, the buddhi to overcome your mind issue. There will be some which you have to accept and say, okay, this much I can accept. I don't want to let it you go to a higher level. Then you're not getting pulled in different direction. Then you will be where you want to be. And this is the trick. This is the basic. If we can understand this, masters, your own meditation sadhana will be much better. So first step or initial is one of the initial steps in this journey of understanding who I am is understanding this. Where is this battle? So it is not a battle. It is how this whole concept is designed. Atman, Atma, inner self, soul, it's, it's mandatory for it to have the physical body to experience emotion. So we cannot say, forget about this, just stay as Atma. No, then you cannot complete this process. So this process needs both, and both should coexist. We don't need to compress anyone. All we need to understand is it will happen, but we go step by step. So now comes the willpower. What is willpower? Why we are talking about willpower? That is your inner strength. You are getting emotions. You are getting emotions are coming because of the feeling. Feelings are coming because of your thoughts. You are getting impatient. You are getting impulses. That's okay. Your wisdom will help in making conscious choices. What you have to do is be consistent and be, you have to persist. You have to align your actions with your higher goals or value. So you have to let go a little bit of noises. You cannot try to control small noises and you say, no, 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 I want zero disturbance. No, you have to go above that. Those small noise factors should not impact your, your state. So that's what we call Ichha Shakti. And that's what we call will power. So what are you doing? Power of will or desire. Then there is another thing that we must understand, what we call sankalpa. Conscious intention or resolution. Sometimes people say, I take this sankalpa. What are you trying to do? It is the conscious kind of intention that, yes, it's kind of a, sometimes we say 30 days challenge, 40 days this challenge and all those. It's kind of what you're saying. I'm taking a sankalp. Why? Again, you're working with your willpower. Again, understanding Sanskrit with English. That's why these different subtle things, if you understand, like dhruti, dhruti is, again, part of your determinationness, or shraddha, which is the faith. Faith, you certainly need. What we say, trust the process. Believe in it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what you start, you will. Later, sooner or later, you will have some noise factor, and that's where outcome will depend whether you have trust or not. You will give up or whether you will continue. In general, we just say willpower, but in willpower also, you see these are different elements that we must understand. So willpower is willpower, Ichha Shakti, but then you have sankalpa towards it, you have this shraddha or trust, and that makes the entire, you can say, the pie. So you understand everything, and this Ichha Shakti or your willpower will help you in working with your man, because you are working not just with your man and then Chitt. So this is what, it comes, and then whether you do your meditation or dhyana, right? Whether you do self-discipline, just tapas, training the mind. Sankalp, already we talked about your firm that resolve that, okay, I want to do this, I will do this, and use your viveka buddhi. And this is what brings everything together. The big waves in the sea will calm down like a lake. So you're not forcing, you are working by understanding. And this is the main thing, that how can we work, understanding it, not forcing it. And the moment you understand this, you understand your chitta and your man, then you can reach the state where we say, prasanna chitta means I'm like the state of blissfulness. I'm always, there are people you will say he's always happy. And we wonder how. Because you have to work on each of these elements. And then, yes, your thoughts, your feeling, your memories and everything, then you can stay in that prasanna chitta. And man is man, chitta is chitta, buddhi is buddhi, ahankar is ahankar. But once you understand this, all four, then we understand that yes, we have the mind where the thoughts, processing, but the feeling, the memory part, that what is chitta, subconscious, and then we can work through man and chitta with buddhi. The moment you use your wisdom, your ego will start diluting. So you're using your wisdom to dilute your ego. You're using your wisdom, buddhi, to work through your man and chitta. Ultimately, you will be prasanna chitta. That means when your mind is not troubling you, you are prasanna chitta all the time. That means you are happy all the time. So, masters, this was our first step, getting in deeper into it. Once we understand, then we know how to get into deeper. You cannot jump straight into deep meditation. So feel free, if you have any question or you want to share your own experience, please unmute yourself and you can.
So can I have?
Absolutely. Go ahead, please, Vidyaji.
Sir, I have a doubt here. Now, you mean to say the first sense organs, then mind, then intellect. I just want to have a discussion on first these three, sir. So now, suppose I'm just telling an example. Suppose I'm going for some shopping, and first is my sense organ. I see through my eyes. Then I want to buy that thing. Then the signal will be passed on to the mind, and from the mind, the signal will be passed on to the intellect, which thinks whether I have to buy or not. The decision making will be happening in the intellect part. Then it will tell, yes, let me go for it. Then it gives a signal to the mind where the desire everything, and then I go and purchase that thing. So this is what the sequence happens between the sense organ, mind, and intellect.
See, generally what happens, and I'm not talking about you especially, but in general, we do impulse buying. Have you heard about that?
No.
Impulse buying means people look at advertisement and they end up buying it. Or impulse means, you see something, you buy, and then later on you are debating, right, whether you need it or not, whether the quantity you purchase maybe, or whatever that may be. So impulse is, you are kind of at that time, you are impulsive. Sometime, you are even watching a match, right? Cricket match is going on, or heated debate going on, or at work, sometimes we are impulsive. So where that impulse is coming, or where the decision factor in your example is coming, that you senses see something and you want to buy it. That's where the man is coming. Your man, right, is coming straight away, is jumping out and say, hey, I want this.
One is mind.
right? So that's where the mind is coming and say, I want this. But if we work through the wisdom and we kind of coexist, means manage our mind, then the impulsiveness will go down. The mind will say, I want this. Through your wisdom, you will be able to decide, do I really need this or not? Do I really have a place for it in whatever the item may be? And then you will make the final decision accordingly. When we do these things properly, you will be happy. Doesn't matter what decision you are saying, because you are prasanna chit, because your decisions are coming as a balance level, not at a impulse level. Other side of it could be, yes, I see something, I like it, and I buy it, and later on I'm debating, I already have three, I bought one more, now I have four of these. What do I gonna do? Then you will not be prasanna chit. Then you are at sad state. So this is how, like, they act in a combination, in your example of going and shopping, for example, which is same as, doesn't matter which way we go, or other
So you
choices.
mean to say that Buddhi is the supreme thing, like Buddhi is in the top?
Buddhi is helping you balancing the man to give you good, chitta state. Buddhi is the one which is helping you to connect to your inner self. Like, for example, you look at something, I look at something, we both may have a different decision, because where the difference is coming from. You are looking from your perspective, I am looking from my perspective. So we are going to our inner self. It's like back and forth connection. Who you are, who I am is different than who you are. We both can look at the same thing. However, the decision will be different. You may decide according to the whole, when we summarize everything, and I will be looking at based on my need and my wisdom, that I will be making a choice. That doesn't mean, even if we both have a different choice, that I am right, you are wrong. No, there is no right wrong. It's based on me. I have to see, is it right or wrong? Based on yours, you will see. So yes, wisdom is helping to work through your man. Otherwise, man will be like pulling you in every direction. I want this, I want that, I want that also. You want everything. Like, for example, everybody wants, okay, I'm in meditation. Within 1 week, I want out of body experience. I want, astral travel. I want astral surgery, everything I want. Because the man is excited. Man is taking me everywhere. But the wisdom says, wait a minute, this is the process. Understand this, achieve this, then go to the next level, and then do this. Then my man is not pulling me in every direction because of my wisdom, awareness. So it's not a
Yeah.
question of supreme. It's not a question of supreme, who's higher, who's lower. You need everything, all of this. That's why the Sanskrit does a better job. It says these are the four elements. You need a balance. You need proportion in these. You cannot have 190%, other only 1% or 2%, and then say, I'm happy. You will not be, or you may not be.
I got it. Good. A good explanation. Sir, one last question. Hope for the others don't mind, or you can give the chance to others. I can speak at the last.
Sure,
I
go
have
ahead,
one
please.
more. Now, my next question to you is on Chit, sir. Now, Chit is nothing but the consciousness. So, where you told the memory part. See, human being, we will have a good memories and bad memories also. So, to keep the chit in a purified way is having a good memories. So, can you tell little more elaborate on the chit parts?
Okay. So, see, when we say the chit, right, you are working with your man, you are working with your wisdom, right? and your Ahankar, which is ego. If you understand the balance between the four, what will happen? You will know when my ego is pulling me, when my Mann is pulling me, and your wisdom will say, okay, this much is okay, that much is not okay. If you let these horses pull you in every direction, you will always, or not always, but many times you will be sad. You will say, no, that was wrong, this was wrong. But if we can balance between the four, most of the time you will say, I have good memories. I did the right thing. I'm good, or whatever. Suppose you are doing your yoga or pranayama, meditation, whatever you are doing, you will have good memories. You are able to balance your life. Why? Because now you have wisdom, because you are understanding certain topics. And that's why we say why all this wisdom sharing is important, because once you increase your wisdom, your consciousness is improving, your frequency, the frequency of your body at which you are existing improves. And that helps you in making the right decision. Why? What is right or wrong? From egocentric approach, I'm going towards more human centric, which is oneness, feeling of, accepting people as is, and all those kind of the good high, or, the positive elevated emotions. So when I change my frequency, I'm, in my mind, for me, I'm making a decision which I say is the right one. So then I'm Prasanna Chitt. So you cannot turn a switch on and off to say, okay, this is a switch for blissfulness. You have to work towards it. And how do you work? By working. You need ego. I'm not saying you need zero. Just like stress, you need certain stress in life. When you wake up, you need to activate your sympathetic nervous system. You cannot say always parasympathetic takes over. The question is how much? Same is ego. You need ego. Question is how much? When we understand this balance, we are always blissful. That means Prasanna Chitta. Does that answer you, Shri
Mm.
Vidyadevi?
Yeah, yeah. I got it. Mm.
Okay. Thank you. Veer, please go ahead.
Hi Gaurav. Is it like thoughts are coming from mind or from the physical form, from the brain? Or how, where the thoughts are getting generated?
Thoughts, we say it's Mann. So it's Mann which is doing all the thing for us. Brain is the physical. Those are the, you can say, the neurons. In as a concept, you can understand they are like antennas to access the information from the cloud. So your thoughts and everything is there in the cloud, and they are like, receiving kind of information. So it's not that the brain, the physical brain is everything. It is the invisible part, the Mann, which is the root for all the thoughts, and hence the feelings, and hence the emotion. Now, when the body is producing emotions, the enzymes, the hormones, of course, that is physical. But the root is coming from the Mann.
I mean, you mean even the root is coming from man, which is a mind. I mean, it's not alone mind is generating thoughts with the help with. Brain is taking the help of mind and generating the thoughts.
See, it's like a vehicle. If we
Interconnected.
Exactly. You are right.
Yeah.
Because see, you have a car and you want to travel from point A to point B. Now, what would we say? Is it the engine which is taking you there? Are they the wheels which are taking you there? Is it the steering? Is it the seat? Or, car has different elements, components, parts which all travel together. We just need to understand how they coordinate.
Okay. See, because I observed that even though you're doing, I mean, meditation practitioner and all, at one time you will get a lot of thoughts. At one time You will maybe you have a nice sleep. I don't know. It's not based on the sleep. It's any day or any time. Sometimes you'll have very less thoughts, right? You can easily go to meditative state or silent state. Sometimes you'll have too many thoughts, which is not like based on I'm not in a tough situation, or not like we triggered my emotions or not. Even not that. So that's the background of the question I have, right? So how what is generating it? Why some moment, some time you have more and one has somewhere less? Is it because of the I don't think you have, let's say you have some physical discrepancy. You have like, vitamin B12, iron or something to supplement, right? But here in this case, for mind and brain, I think nothing was invented, nothing was to know you because you're trying to do the meditation to calm the mind, to relaxing, getting the relaxation moment. So what is generating these? That's what I've been thinking, like, why? Because I know, I don't need the number of thoughts. I am aware, but still I'm getting, without my control, I'm getting, let's say, a lot of thoughts. So how, that's the background of the question.
Right. So imagine cause and effect kind of concept,
Yeah.
right? So cause and effect is like, okay, I look at the weather forecast. I know it's gonna rain today, and I'm carrying an umbrella. It rained. I have an umbrella. I'm happy.
Okay.
Second example, I look at the forecast. I didn't trust it. I went out. It rained, and now I'm wet. I'm wherever, whether I'm going for a meeting, party, whatever. I've spoiled everything. So in the first example, at the end, I am prasanna Chitt. Environment, situation, whatever it is, it happened, but I was prepared. I used my umbrella and I'm happy. In the second one, my ego, my thought process, whatever that was, took a decision, went against me. And when I'm totally wet, I cannot go to the party or my meeting. No question of prasanna Chitt. I'm sad. So that's what this whole process of understanding four together. That's where this Sanskrit comes as a beautiful tool and not English or other languages. We cannot just say mind and as a blanket statement and end. If we understand this four element, that I have my mind, which is kind of, cooking, right? And then comes my wisdom. Wisdom is the logic which says yes or no. That, okay, this much I accept. Now you're exceeding the, limit, man. You calm down,
Yeah.
that kind of like a parental approach to a child. Hey, this much you can jump, but don't jump too much, or you cannot jump out of the window. That kind of thing. The wisdom is helping. Based on that, your ego is checked, means under control. It doesn't let, you are not forcing your ego. Wisdom is helping you to work and say, okay, this much is okay, but not that much. One, you can jump like a monkey, but not that much. And when all this three combination is coming, you have a good memory at the end because your decisions are right. You are happy with whatever you have decided. Your consciousness, your frequency at which you are living, vibrating, is not a on-off switch. It's a result of set of actions you took, which is coming from your man, your ego, your wisdom. How can we improve your consciousness? Only by improving our wisdom and then having trust, faith, and kind of practicing that. Then you improve your wisdom, which means you're ultimately the Chitt, that you are always happy or you're always whining, always, up and down. People don't know. Today you are smiling, next moment you may be yelling. So if we understand it's a combination, that means we cannot look at only one of these four and say, this is it. It's a web between these four and they are interlinked. You pull one, the others will be going along with it, but then one of the factor will pull it back. That I allow only this much, not like a leash. You're walking the dog, the leash will allow the dog to go certain level, but then at some point it will say, your limit is over, come back.
Got it. Thanks, Gaurav.
Welcome, Veer. And this is the beauty of life. This is what life is. Life is not good, bad, or good, bad karma, or good, bad anything. Life is combination of events which in a physical body we may say good or bad, favorable, unfavorable, black and white, suffering or pain versus, I'm in a good state or bad state. It's just we have to have both. Only question is how much.
Okay.
It's a long way to go. Hum Brahmasmi. I think many janmas has to be taken, right, sir?
Absolutely, Shividya ji, because see, ultimately that's why we rebirth so many times, right? Tens of time, hundreds of time, whatever, because in one life you cannot complete. Just like if you go to school, you don't complete your grade 1 to 12 in 1 year. You take 12 years. We can force the complete syllabus in 1 year also. What will happen? Maybe one student can clear as a percentage, right? 99% may not be able to clear. So that's why curriculum is divided that, okay, how much can you take in one life or 1 year? Similarly, our physical world runs, we rebirth for a reason. And this is the reason. So we should not see anything as negative or positive. It's just journey.
Then,
How
yeah, continue.
wisdom helps you. Otherwise, these are theoretical concepts. When we don't even know, we stay in physical realm. Physical means I just see everything as good, bad, positive, negative, and all that. And then we say, oh, I'm suffering. But when we come across these concepts, we start understanding, okay, this is what happens. This is how the body functions, the life, the soul, and then it becomes easier to accept it.
Mhm. So now, which one a person should train, sir? The mind or the intellect?
See, you can increase your wisdom. That's in your hand. Like right now, what we are doing, I'm sharing. You are asking the other person who may not have even asked a question, hearing, everyone is getting benefited. What's happening? Collective wisdom is going up. This is in our
Correct.
hand. This will
Mm,
help individually. This was, you can say, like a community. Wisdom, community. But now, Mann is individual. This wisdom will help you to work through your own scenario, your Mann, and then you will be working through your own thoughts, feelings, and emotions individually.
mm,
This will help you to work through your ego. You will bring it to a middle level,
mm,
and that will give
correct.
you prasanna chit, blissfulness.
Chit.
You cannot
Correct,
jump
correct.
directly that I want to be blissful. How? It's like saying, I want a mango right away. No, you have to plant a tree, water it, put a good soil. Then you will get a mango later stage. You cannot just say
Mm,
from zero to I want a mango straight away. It's not feasible, practical, possible, theoretical.
correct. So that means a spiritual fellow or a sannyasi who will go to that Ham Brahmasmi state, he shouldn't fall in any of the thing. He should be like straight in all the ways. He should be stable. If he is little bit shaky in one of the thing, either mind or intellect or chit or whatever it is, he'll again fall down, right?
Uh, True, but there are some more things happening along with this. But absolutely, when we say sannyasi, there could be two streams. One is in family setting, one is, just like a monk. So when
Mm,
you're living a monk life, totally different. You have a lot of items eliminated from your life. No issues with the family, no issue with work and all those things. They will have different set of kind of things to work with. And if you are in a family setting, you are working through different this thing. Doesn't matter whichever way, you have your tools kind of to work and move forward.
correct. The
Now,
last question. Yeah, yes.
whatever we do, it does kind of get to your karma, but I don't want to get karma into this discussion. Otherwise, it gets very muggy, very confusing. So leaving this aside, yes, just like the school or college or university level, you go step by step, the soul goes. Like we said last time, the baby, the infant soul may not come for meditation at all. They are not ready for it. So you take multiple life, you prepare yourself for it, and then you move towards liberation or mukti.
Okay.
Okay, masters, we still have 3 minutes.
Sir, one last question, sir.
Sorry, Vidyaji, say again, please.
The last question, sir.
Sure.
You cleared all my doubts, and for many days I had this: what is this mind? What is this intellect? What is this Chitt? You explained very well, and I got a good clarity. Today, only after so many years, I was asking like what it is. My one of my question is this: we have this positive thinking and negative thinking, so that comes from which part of the things? Whether
So,
I think you got my question.
yes, but first I would say, don't say this is your last question. Questions are always welcome. Even for today, this session, it will always help everyone. So, where it comes from? Again, it's a combination of four. Why? What decides good or bad, positive or negative? It's again the combination of man, your wisdom, and ego.
Okay.
The moment you work on your ego, your thought process changes. Why? The moment we increase our wisdom, I had no idea about, say, soul plan, but now I know for last 2 years. Now my perception changed. Any person or a situation which is a problem for me, I never call it a problem. I see it as an opportunity for my soul. Why my perception, the whole thought process changed? Because now I'm more, you can say, wiser, or I'm aware of that. Okay, this is how it works. So what changed? Did I change the world? No. Did I change my family, the way the universe, earth, planets work? No. The only thing what changed was my wisdom. So the wisdom, acting on it means following it, trusting, believing, and then working means I learned something that I have to, okay, what is attachment, detachment? Then I practice it. Now I'm changing my consciousness, means my frequency. My man is man. But now my man is not jumping 10 feet, is jumping maybe 3 feet. Maybe a year later, I will know more concept. I will understand things better. This 3 feet monkey will jump only 1 feet. So I'm not telling the monkey not to jump. I'm not telling at all. I'm not punishing my monkey that, okay, you are jumping, you get a slap here or you get this punishment. Nothing. All I'm doing is working on my wisdom, trusting, believing, and implementing it. So work on your wisdom to give you higher frequency. That will automatically work with your ego. But pay some attention that, okay, I'm working, not forcing or anything. You work with wisdom in the ego, the man fall in line. When man fall in line with your ego and wisdom, Chitt automatically goes up.
Correct. Got it.
And see, the beauty thing is, the whole thing is, people say, what can I do? What can I do? We go in the victim mode. What can I do? My days, my stars, my karma, all those things we blame. But if you really filter it down, it comes down to wisdom, your frequency. It's in your hand. Doesn't matter how the situation is, good, bad, maybe ugly, bad, doesn't matter. You can always improve your wisdom. You can always learn new topics. And that is the starting point. That is the bottom line. That means it will bring you out of any situation. Why? Because now you can understand better, appreciate better, work with your ego, work with your mind, and then doesn't matter what is going on. Let it rain. You have an umbrella. you will be still happy. That's all.
Mhm. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, Vidyaji. Thanks for your beautiful questions. And this brings us to end of our session. So thanks everyone for joining. We will meet next Sunday for next continuing in this series of Who I Am. Till then, take care. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Gaurav.
Gaurav
Thank
sir,
you.
thank you.
Yes, Kavita ji.
I just wanted to say that I have so much of gratitude for your sessions, because whenever life gets so heavy, I come back to your sessions and it really saves me. Thank you very much. Today's session was wonderful.
You're welcome, Kavita ji. See, that's how universe works. That's why I said don't fight with it. Just let
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Universe pulled you here. You were busy for a couple of months. Today you came, which helped you. That's how it does. You know,
Yeah.
it brings us to the right place at the right time. But what we think is, oh, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. That is more common than the people say I was at the right place at the right time, right?
Yeah.
So what you said is beautiful. That's important. Everyone, if we practice even simply this, say more and more time, I was at the right place at the right time. Brain will reprogram because it brings gratitude, basically.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Have a
Okay.
good day.
Welcome. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you, sir. Take care, sir. Have a nice day.